Ram Mandir Andolan, the Ayodhya Andolan, how that is associated with the Sangh Parivar and the BJP. There were issues with law and order. But in Uttar Pradesh, as I said, ye dil mange more. The BJP took the voters for granted. Maharashtra was all over the place in this election. There could be a scene if BJP has to come in power in Maharashtra.
हर महीना 1 तारीख को कटा कट
Hello and namaskar to all you lovely people. This is my Lok Sabha Elections 2024 series in which I'm going to be talking about why BJP couldn't reach the expected numbers. In my last video, I have talked about why BJP couldn't reach the magic number, the halfway mark 272. In that video, the precise number that I came up to was 269. So from this 269, how they can cross 300 or 310, I'm going to be talking about all that in this video. In the last video, I talked about 4 states: Rajasthan, Haryana, Karnataka and West Bengal. If you haven't watched the video, the last video, do watch it. So I'm going to be starting from 269. 269 is going to be the number that I'm going to be starting from in this video. And the 2 states that I will be talking about in this video are Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. These are the 2 states which give the maximum number of MPs to the Lok Sabha. Uttar Pradesh 80 and Maharashtra 48. So let's start with Uttar Pradesh. Before I'm going to say one statement for Maharashtra. Maharashtra was all over the place in this election. Let's start with Uttar Pradesh. In Uttar Pradesh, in last elections in 2019, BJP managed to get 62 seats out of 78 seats that they contested. This time around, they contested 3 seats less, that is 75 seats. Bijnor, Bagpat and Ghoshi, they did not contest. Out of 75 seats, they managed to get only 33. From 62 to 33, it is a straight 29 minus. In Maharashtra, last time around, they got 23 seats out of 25 seats that they contested. This time around, they contested 28 seats and managed to get only 9 seats. Maharashtra was a mess, like I said, all over the place. So from 23 to 9, it is a straight minus 14. So if you add 29 plus 14, it will be 43. Like I said, I am starting from 269. So 269 plus 43 will be 312. BJP could have got 312 in this election. They would have bettered the last number, that is 303 that they got in 2019 election. So this video is going to be very exciting. How BJP missed out on this number, how they could have got 312 is what I'm going to be discussing in this video. Uttar Pradesh. So in Uttar Pradesh, last time around, they got a whopping 49.6% vote share. BJP got 49.6%. To this time, it was reduced to 41.4%. So a straight 8.2% vote share decrease, a decline in BJP's vote share by 8.2%. Last time in 2019, there were 8.6 crore voters in Uttar Pradesh. This time it increased to 8.8 crore voters. In spite of that, in 2019, BJP got 4.3 crore votes. 4.3 crore votes. This time around, as I said, the voters have increased by 0.2 crores, but the BJP's votes have come down from 4.3 crores last time to 3.6 crores this time. So if I have to calculate the numbers, it is 67 lakhs to be precise. 67 lakh votes less or decline in BJP's share compared to 2019 election. there are few constituencies in this election where BJP's votes declined from a few thousand to 2.2 lakh votes. So in one of the constituencies, the decline was so drastically down that it was 2.2 lakh votes less compared to 2019. As I said, 67 lakh votes less. It's a big number. You cannot even say there was some undercurrent. Here I'm going to give you an example of where the BJP's voting share declined. Starting with Mathura, Hema Malini's decline was 1,61,000 odd, and Ravi Kishan's decline in the vote share was 1,31,000 odd. And for Smriti Irani, it was a different game altogether. She lost in Amethi to Kishori Lal Sharma of Congress, and the voting decline was 97,000. Was something brewing in the underground, in the opposition camp. I'm going to be talking about all of that in this video. So we have covered the numbers for Uttar Pradesh. I will say in Uttar Pradesh, BJP were LBW'd. So L stands for law and order, B for Bori ka ration, as they say. The Bora or the Bori is the pack or the package where the ration is going to be packaged for the poor. So the Bori ka ration, and W for women, LBW. And there is going to be this R factor, the Ram Mandir factor, the Ayodhya, the Faizabad constituency. So I will start with the R factor, and then I'm going to be talking about how BJP was LBW'd. The Ram Mandir factor. So for the traditional voters who vote for BJP, irrespective of whatever may be the situation, because they are ideologically bound to this party. So for a traditional voter, Ram Mandir did really click, because we have seen the Ram Mandir Andolan, the Ayodhya Andolan, how that is associated with the Sangh Parivar and the BJP. But in Uttar Pradesh, there was a different leher. People wanted more than Ram Mandir. So in Ayodhya, they could have given a vision document for all the voters who wanted more. For the other states, it's like we see, Ram Mandir is constructed, it's a big thing. But for Ayodhya Vasi, for Uttar Pradesh people, the local people out there, they expect something more from BJP for the voters to vote for BJP. As I said, for traditional voters, it doesn't matter. For the floating voters, and as I said, something was brewing in the underground from the opposition camp. It was the OBC, SC, ST, the lower caste, the lower income strata. So from the India Alliance, especially from Mr. Rahul Gandhi from Congress, it was continuously resonating in the north that the lower caste people are deprived. So he was continuously raising the issue of OBCs, SCs and STs. So if you ask a traditional voter of a BJP, then the chatter was Mr. Rahul Gandhi from Congress and the India Alliance is taking the country back to the Mandal days by talking about OBCs, SCs and STs. But that was not the case. That was the reality. The nerve was correctly caught by Mr. Rahul Gandhi, which maybe the ground level workers couldn't send the feedback to the decision makers in BJP. So for the R factor, the Ram Mandir factor, just construction of Ram Mandir was not enough. They could have given a vision document for these floating voters, for these lower caste voters, for these lower income voters, And in that vision document, they could have mentioned a development model specifically targeting the OBCs, SCs, STs, the lower caste, the lower strata of people. That could have changed the game in Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is a highly diverse state. So, from higher class to lower class, from upper caste to lower caste, all strata of people reside in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Now I'm going to be talking about the LBW. L stands for law and order, B is Bori ka ration or Bore ka ration, and W is the women factor. As I said, BJP cannot run on the traditional things that they have done already, be it the Ram Mandir or L for law and order. We all have to acknowledge that the past governments run by Samajwadi Party and BSP, there were issues with law and order, which the Yogi government, the Yogi Adityanath government, in collaboration with the central Modi government, the double engine Sarkar, they have managed to improve the law and order situation in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Something that we all have to agree. But they cannot only reside on this law and order factor like they did for the Ram Mandir factor. They cannot only reside, they cannot only dwell on the law and order thing and then expect people to vote for BJP in the state of Uttar Pradesh, which is very diverse, as I said. So that vision document again could have come in handy for such voters who want more. What is the development model that you are proposing if you come to power in 2024? As we all know, they have already got 240. So there was no point in debating whether they will be the single largest party or no. They would be single largest party and they are the single largest party. It's about getting those extra seats, crossing the halfway mark, crossing 300, crossing the expected number that would have resulted in a 2/3 majority for BJP, and the double engine Sarkar in most of the states could have increased, the gear of development, the gear of Viksit Bharat development could have increased, they could have increased the speed of development. But with the coalition government, they will do better, no doubt about that. Coming back to the vision document, which would have really changed the game for those floating voters, for these lower caste voters. The same development document could have helped with the R factor and the L factor also. The law and order, which BJP felt that they are sweeping, or the other parties are second to them when it comes to Uttar Pradesh. The BJP took the voters for granted that they have done so much in the Ram Mandir section and the law and order in Uttar Pradesh that they are bound to get the votes. That was not the case. It was a lesson well learned for the BJP in this election. B for Bori ka ration. The central government has done immensely well in giving out free ration to the deprived, to the underprivileged, to the poor sections of the society in India. Not just in Uttar Pradesh, but in India, the free ration, 80 crore people are receiving free ration. It is well received in the whole country. But in Uttar Pradesh, as I said, ye dil mange more. People wanted more. Again, I will come to that vision document with a development model specific for the underprivileged, for the floating voters, for the OBCs, SCs, STs. I think the feedback mechanism of BJP in this case failed. They might be in conversation with the traditional voters. For the traditional voters, the LB, the Ram Mandir, they all are fantastic. They will be supporting BJP because they are ideologically bound to the party. But if you ask only those people who are your traditional voters, you will get a positive feedback. That's going to be unfair for the lower sections of the society, because you're not getting what is actual on the ground when it comes to the lower sections of the society, especially in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So L, B, and the W. W is the women factor. In the women factor, as I said, something was brewing in the opposition camp. The first one, as I said, with the law and order and the Boreka ration, people wanted more. So the Congress party, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, the India Alliance, really caught hold of the OBCs, SCs and STs. That was factor number one. And the factor number two was the political jargon that Mr. Rahul Gandhi used in Uttar Pradesh. The khata khat. You will receive 1 lakh rupees in the first year, starting with 8,500 rupees every month.
सारे गरीबों की लिस्ट बनेगी, हर परिवार में से एक महिला का नाम चुना जाएगा और उस महिला के बैंक अकाउंट में साल के 1 लाख रुपए डाल दिए जाएंगे। महीने के 8,500 रुपए हर महीना 1 तारीख को खटाखट 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 खटाखट।
So this sort of diverted the attention of the voters, especially the women voters. So the women voters were, as they say, they went into this flow as the Congress, Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the India Alliance created this hawa behind, wherein giving out freebies. Nowadays what has happened is giving freebies, it's like giving money openly, directly to the people. So it's like bribing the voters to vote for them. That BJP missed out on, countering that particular scheme that Mr. Rahul Gandhi said famously by using the word khatakat on the stage. That resonated in North, especially in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So the BJP couldn't counter that. So they were LBW'd with the R factor, that is the Ram Mandir factor. See, the whole Ram Mandir Andolan is associated with BJP. Losing the Faizabad constituency was icing on the cake for the opposition camp. So it was like Ayodhya, they lost Ayodhya in spite of constructing the Ram Mandir. So the vision document, I'm going to be pointing out the vision document that could have come in handy with only the development structure for the lower section of the society and for the lower income group and the floating voters. So coming to Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, as I said, it was all over the place. Starting with 2019 assembly election, when there were only two camps. There was NDA and there was UPA. UPA with NCP and Congress, and NDA with Shiv Sena, the United Shiv Sena, and in their camp it was United NCP, United Shiv Sena and BJP in NDA. So after that, the breakaway of Shiv Sena into the UPA fold, forming the MBA alliance, was the starting point for this meltdown for the Maharashtra voters. Maharashtra voters, by the way, if you travel from Kolhapur, from south to all the way to Nashik to Nagpur, they are all well versed and they know the political scene in their state. They are politically very aware. So they will get what the political parties are saying, are doing. So any chaos or any mishap by any party, they are bound to pay for it in the upcoming election. So this chaos, which started in 2019 with Shiv Sena breaking away the alliance, the pre-poll alliance with BJP in NDA, and then moving to the Congress and the NCP side, started the big chaos, the big mess in Maharashtra politics. So Shiv Sena left, and before Shiv Sena and Congress and NCP could stake the claim, for the government formation in 2019 assembly election, as they say, bed tea. Before brushing the teeth, very early in the morning, you have tea or coffee in the bed. So something like this was done by Mr. Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar. मैं देवेंद्र फडणवीस ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ, मैं अजीत पवार ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ. Very early in the morning, reaching the governor to form the government with the NCP was a bad idea for BJP. So again, it started from 2019. All these 5 years, Maharashtra is in a mess if you consider the political scene. So the second instance was, as I said, Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar going to the governor. ये public है, ये सब जानती है. So with that, the trust of the Maharashtrian voters with all the parties, mind you, all the parties started to decline. If you go for shopping and if the salesperson gives you only 2 options, it is very easy to pick 1 or 2, A or B. That happened in 2019 assembly elections and in Lok Sabha elections for the NDA and the UPA on the other side. But as the days pass, it started to break, it started to disintegrate. And in this election, in 2024 Lok Sabha elections, there were 6 parties. NCP 1 and 2, Shiv Sena 1 and 2, BJP on one side, Congress on the other side. So this gave many options for the Maharashtrian voter. So even the traditional voter of BJP and Shiv Sena were also in splits. Because one part of Shiv Sena was on one side, the other part of the Shiv Sena was on the other side. NCP was again split on one side with the BJP and the other side with the Congress. So even the like in Uttar Pradesh, traditional voters remained intact, but in Maharashtra, because of this chaos and mess, the traditional voters were also in splits. So what started in 2019, it is still alive. That is the reason in Maharashtra, all the parties are supposed to be blamed. We have to blame all the parties. But the trust was with the BJP. BJP being the senior most member, the senior party in this Maharashtra politics. BJP doing that sent a wrong message, sent a very negative message amongst the voters of Maharashtra. As I said, Maharashtra voter is very aware. They know what is happening. So BJP from 23 in 2019 getting 9 seats, it is the proof, it is the evidence that the Maharashtra, it did not go well with the Maharashtra people. So BJP in the coming assembly elections, I think there are rumors that Devendra Fadnavis, who is the joint, again see, the not just the politics, even the government is in the mess. 1 chief minister, 2 deputy CMs, and see these 5 years politics was in a mess. Government, I mean, there were no leadership qualities in the government. Chipping and chopping, making 2 deputy CMs. Again, Maharashtra people, ये public है, ये सब जानती है. So, with Devendra Fadnavis, there are rumors that Devendra Fadnavis is stepping down from the government, and then he is going to be managing the party politics. There could be a scene if BJP has to come in power in Maharashtra, the loyalty base that they had, if they have to regain that, then they have to play this master stroke of uniting the Shiva Sena, the Shinde Sena and the Uddhav Sena. They have to stitch this broken Shiva Sena and make this into one, so that the traditional voters in Maharashtra go with one side, and the floating voters will also get development in the vision document or in the developmental aspects with the coalition government, I think they have to build that trust even with the floating voters. Talking about development, stitching the Shiva Sena back together will definitely help BJP in the upcoming assembly elections in Maharashtra. So this was my take on Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. As I said, I'm starting from 269 from my last video. So 269 plus 29 from Uttar Pradesh and 14 plus 14 from Maharashtra. It will all give rosy number for BJP with 312. So in further videos, I will deep dive into how BJP can get from this 312, how they can get to that magic number of 350 or 370. Keep watching this Lok Sabha Elections 2024 series on my channel. Like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you for watching.